Well, so to go into our next class, and it is to the WEF Week 1 running the $32,000 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. And for this, the format sees the top 12 return for the second round in reverse order as well, and they carry their scores from both rounds too. So if you had 4 faults in the first round and you're in our top 12, you will carry that through to round 2. So getting set for our 2-round competition, the $32,000 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Nick Granite, our course designer, here this week. Time allowed in the first round of 77 seconds. And over a total of 13 fences. Final line, just walking from the water tray up to the aqua blue and white fence at 13 as the last. So getting set for that, then shortened course for that second round, and top 12 to return. So clear within the top 12, ideally, but 12 and 12 alone to return, and scores carried across the 2 rounds. First of those to go, 47 in just a few moments' time, literally a couple of minutes until our start.
Top of the order here with us. Please wrap up your walk and clear the course. Adequan WEF Challenge Cup round 1 ahead of us, 46 for the first round. And today's competition presented by Adequan, American Regional Animal Health, maker of Adequan, is proud to sponsor today's class. For over 30 years, Adequan has been trusted by veterinarians and trainers and horse owners. Visit adequan.com to learn more.
And starting us off is a man who comes in on strong form, having won recently the London Grand Prix just before Christmas as well, is 20-year-old Irish show jumper Tom Watchman to go first for the Coolmore show jumping of Ireland. And the ride is Do It Easy.
Clear round for Tom Watchman with it. Do It Easy. The Irishman in the Coolmore Show jumping entry, fault-free at 71.93.
And so, very good start. Like I say, top 12 to return. Gavin Moylan next of Canada. And this for the Westphalian mare. This is going to be the 10-year-old Butterfly for the Imperial Equine for our next to go, Gavin Moylan.
Pair knocked answer for Canada's Gavin Moylan, coming off the top 5 finish in the meter 40 classic earlier. Rails at 7.8 and 8, time at 73.34 for the Canadian and Butterfly.
US rider Elena Haas now, and the young rider who's winning out in Canada last season, returns now with the 16-year-old gelding by Clintissimo. This is Casino Royal Z for Elena Haas.
Faulting at 4 fences, it's a total of 16 at time 76.96.
So early combinations to go 47, 47 in the first round, and it's Ashley Vogel now of the US for VoQuest LLC of here in Wellington. And Ashley with the Belgian gelding by Jaguar. This is Otis Blue for Ashley Vogel.
On a total of 16, fought coming at 4 obstacles there for Ashley Vogel and VoQuest's Otis Blue on a time of 74.65.
So Tom Watch with the best of scores so far as our top 12 to go through. US winning team rider Lily Keenan, success again in 2025 for her. And now into the new year with the Shaz and Ed Farms. Emerlon is the now 9-year-old gelding by Emeralds for Lily Keenan.
Real identity of the net Jets combination. It's a score of 4 on a time of 74.72 for Lily Keenan and Emerlon. Second best effort so far in our first 5 for the first round of our Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Still Ireland's Tom Watchman with her only clear with a Do It Easy on a time of 71.93.
US rider Michael Walter now and riding for Mia Morano of here in Wellington. And this, the Westphalian gelding by Untouched, is Blues RW for US rider Michael Walton.
Knocked down at number 13, and 6 additional penalties against the clock for Michael Walton with Mia Marano's Blues are W10 the total, 82-20 the time.
And take us on to Ireland now and Shane Sweetnam. And Shane with third in the Voquest LLC's combination that went close to the Devon Grand Prix last season after a strong season for the World Top 20 rider. This the gelding by Comme il faut is Koyan van Klapschutzet from Shane Sweetnam.
Penalty free, 73-35 the time for Shane Sweetnam with his Voquest Korean van Klapschutzet. That'll go into second, and our standings just our second to go clear through the first 7 in round 1 of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. The other fault-free effort coming from Ireland's Tom Watchman with the Do It Easy.
Representing Turkey now is Selçuk Kursalan to go now for the Leyla Stables here in Wellington. And this will be the French-bred 10-year-old mare by Vigo del Sway is Gotham de Moral for Selçuk Kursalan.
Score of 20 for Turkey's Selçuk Kursalan and Gotham de Moral. Time of 75-62 with the 5 knockdowns for the Turkish rider and the Leyla Stables entry. We've seen 8 so far. Top 2 clear. Tom Watchman would Do It Easy. Shane Sweetnam in second with the Korean van Klapschutzet. Lily Keenan in third with Emmer Lon on just the 4 faults at 74-72.
Combination have been winners here before now is the world number 4 in Great Britain's Ben Mayer now. Ben riding for Jane Forbes-Clark of New York. And this is now the 15-year-old Dutch-bred mare by Plot Blue is Ginger Blue for Ben Mayer.
And both elements of the double combination at 7 down for Great Britain's Ben Mayer with Jane Forbes-Clark's Ginger Blue. 74-10 the time on a score of 8 for the British rider going into 5th in our standings at this point.
Takes on to Germany's Simon Widman to go now, and this is going to be the mare by Classic. Bois Margot is Qualola Del Fel.
On the 4 faults, 7A the knockdown for Simon Vitamin and Chloé Ronfay. 72.93 the time, and that'll go into 3rd for the German rider as the quicker of our 2-4 falters here in the first round.
Yeah, top 12 to return. They'll carry those scores as well. And to US now, and alongside Lily Keenan, part of the winning team for the US in Aachen last year. McLean Ward now, the US rider with his own, and Susan Heller's former Lily Keenan ride of Le Louvre 5. This is the Westphalian gelding for McLean Ward.
Italian faults at fences 3 and 6. Time 73.64, score of 8 for McLean Ward with the Le Louvre 5.
Representing Japan now is Karen Pole from New York, New York. And Karen with her own mare by Contagos is Celine for Karen Pole.
Eight for jumping, 2 on the clock, 78.89 for Karen Pole and Celine. 10 the total for the rider representing Japan that'll go into 8th place. Through 12 here in round 1, Tom Watchman leading, Shane Sweetnam in 2nd, Simon Vitterman in 3rd.
Yeah, top 12 to return, and still a good way to go yet. 12 gone of 47 in total, 35 remain. With Chris Pratt of Canada now. Chris for the Take the High Road LLC of Wellington. This is Ideal ES.
Total of 5 knocked down at fence number 8 and 1 on the clock. 77.18 the time for Canada's Chris Pratt. Riding for Take the High Road LLC with Ideal ES. And on the score of 5 goes into 5th in our standings.
So top 12 to return, reminder of that. And it's Ashley Bond that goes now past a 5-star Grand Prix winner in this very arena. This time riding for Claremont of Canada. And this is Vego Chinzet for Ashley Bond.
Score 16, 76-89 for Ashley Bond and Vango Shenzi.
US rider Michael Hughes now, running horse from Carolina Arreso of Spain. The US rider going with the gelding by Quintus is Dom Perignon.
For number 8, and just exceeding the time allowed by 0.06 of a second there at 77.06. Total of 5 for Michael Hughes and Dom Perignon. That'll take over 5th in our standings.
USA's Sarah Seagal to go now for the Horatio Street Ventures of New Jersey. This will be Boreal de Foncume. It's the French-bred mare by Tinker's Boy for Sarah Seagal.
Score of 8, 3, and 8. The knockdowns for Sarah Seagal and Boreal de Foncume on the Horatio Street Adventures. The time is 75:39, currently in 10th place.
So part of the top 12 to return at the moment. It's Mark Blumen next. Mark, the Colombian rider for the over-the-top stables this time of New York. And it's Conquer PS.
Just the 4 for Colombia's Mark Blumen, and over the top Staples Conquer PS. And currently in 5th place, and that will raise our cutoff to a score of 10. Karen Pulley now in that 12th spot with Celine with 8 jumping and 2 on the clock.
US rider Spencer Smith now, and he rides the Ashton Farms, the Stormridge Capitals right next. This is Keeland. Keeland, the gelding by Carmina Z for US rider Spencer Smith.
.77.47, that'll yield 1 on the clock, and 4 jumping at fitness number 2. Total of 5 goes into 8th for Spencer Smith with the Keeneland.
Rodrigo Enriquez, the go now of Mexico, and the rider from Mexico City with Pia Maria H is the Belgian-bred mare for Rodrigo Enriquez.
That'll go into ninth place. The knockdown at 9B with 3 penalties on the clock for a total of 7 for Mexico's Rodrigo Enriquez and Pierre Maria H. With the rider from Mexico going into ninth, our cutoff now a score of 8. It has been Mayer sitting in that 12th spot with the ginger blue on that 74.10 time and 8 faults.
Jessica Leto to go now, the US rider for the 8 Wins LLC of here in Wellington. And with the Kentucky side mare, this is Kaina STWZ, Jessica Leto.
A total of 28 with 7 knockdowns, time 73.09 for Jessica Leto and Kiana STWZ.
Taking us to Genevieve Mayer now of the USA for the G Sport horses. And this is H Kindness, the Holsteiner mare by Crunch 3 for Genevieve Mayer.
Over the hand, Genevieve Meyer retiring with H Kindness.
First of 2 before a short break, and Vanessa Hood will be next of those. And for the Take 2 LLC of Wellington, this the mare by Graf Rhapsody is FBW Graphique for Vanessa Hood.
75-97 and a score of a 24. Vanessa Hood with Take Two's FBW graphic.
British rider Jessica Mendoza to go now for the amateur question, finishing the year well with 2 wins in Geneva in December. This the Zangasada mare by Aska Z is Askadina PPZ for Jess Mendoza.
Just the 4 faults at 9A. The knockdown coming at the net jets combination for Great Britain's Jessica Mendoza and Amity Equestrian's Askadina PPZ. It is our second fastest 4 faulter. Goes into 4th in our standings as we head into the midway break for today's Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Tom Watchman and Do It Easy, the best of our combinations so far. In fact, our first combination on course with that clear time of 71.93, still leading the pack, and currently in 12th. Our cutoff, McLean Ward and Lelou 5 on a score of 8 with a time of 73.64. Today's WEF Challenge Cup presented by Adequan. American Regent Animal Health, maker of Adequan, is a proud sponsor of today's Adequan WEF Challenge. To learn how FDA-approved Adequan may help your horse, visit adequan.com. We'll be back underway in about 10 minutes with another 23 to go for round 1. Racing 23, another 23 to go. Tom Watchman, Do It Easy. Our first combination on course, still the best of our field so far on that clear time of 71.93. Shane Sweetnam in second with Corian Van Klapshoot Z. Germany Simon Vitteman, Chloala Donvey in a third, and in 12th. Our current cutoff, McLean Ward on the bumble with Lelouve at 5 on an 8-fault score at 73.64.
And take us into our second half is Audrey Schultz to start off the second group. And this for the Riverbrook Sport Horses of New Jersey is Moreno E.
0 for jumping, 2 on the clock, 78.64. That is our third best effort. And Audrey Schultz and Moreno E going into third behind our two clears coming from the Irishman, Tom Watchman, and Shane Sweetnam. And now it is Gavin Moylan moving into that 12th spot with Butterfly on an 8-fault time of 73.34.
Spain's Gonzalo Busca to go now, running for the Kalani Stables. And this time with the 11-year-old Hanoverian gelding by Konrad Obolensky is Cristiano Obolensky.
Just the 4 faults, 9A, the knockdown for Gonzalo Busca. Cristiano Obolensky at the time at 75.66, moving into 8th in the standings. And that'll place Rodrigo Enriquez with Pia Maria H into 12th now on a score of 7 with 4 in the field, 3 on the clock for the Mexican rider now and that final qualifying spot.
US next, and Molly Ashcawley. Molly for the Lewisburg Farm of Boston, Massachusetts. This will be the Dutch bred mare by Grand Slam, is the 10-year-old Lerona.
Molly Ashcali with the clear with the Lorona, 74.59 into third place for Molly Ashcali. And now that'll play Spencer Smith with Keeneland on the bubble at 77.47 with a total of 5 faults for the U.S. rider and Keeneland.
Young US rider Olivia Sweetenham now. Olivia winning 2 major equitation finals last season as well. Olivia for the Sweet Oak Farm and Monica Preston. This is that same ride that she won with in Geneva. It is the Billy Mexico side Epic.
Penalty free over the course at 73.90 for Olivia Sweetenham with the Sweet Oak Farms and Monica Preston's Epic. Goes into third in the standings, and now it is Chris Pratt on the bubble with Ideali S on a score of 5. 4 clear so far. Tom Watchman, Shane Sweetenham, Olivia Sweetenham, Molly Ashcali ranked in that order. It is Audrey Schultz on just the 2 penalties on the clock, rounding out the top 5. And then again, a score of 5 from Chris Pratt in that 12th spot for Take the High Road LLC.
Charlotte Murray now, and Charlotte from Palm Beach here in Florida. And this is going to be the gelding by Messenger is Magnum Z.
Knockdowns at 6 and 11. 4 penalties on the clock as well. A total of 12 for Charlotte Murray on a time of 80.62 with her own Magnum Z.
US rider Kelly Shot up next, and for the Southern Arches for the five-star Grand Prix winner, this is going to be the gelding by Kirby de Senior, is Ironics for Kelly Shot.
Faults coming at the net jet double and the farm vet oxer 7461 with the knockdowns at 9B and at 10 for Cali Shot.
Taking us to Heather Christo Williams now, and Stephanie Belger, Bridgehampton, New York's Contina Quick MVF by the Contendro side stallion, the now 11-year-old for Heather Christo Williams.
'75, '79 with a score of 8 to 4A7B. The two knockdowns for Heather Christo Williams and Stephanie Belger's Contina Quick MVF.
Lacey Gilbertson now, and Lacey, the US rider for the Seabrook LLC of Lake Forest, Illinois. This is Bellamy for Lacey Gilbertson.
76-47 with a score of 8 for Lacey Gilbertson and Seabrooks Bellamy Vinadasanida Z.
US rider Mimi Gotchman now, and Mimi for the Mimi Snow Sport Horses of Texas. This is going to take us on to the gelding by Akarat Hero Set is Lumiere BH for Mimi Gotchman.
The three knockdowns at 12. The score for Mimi Gotchman and Lumiere BH at 72-23.
Simon McCarthy up next, and the Irish rider with the Cedar Fox LLC of Woodstock, California's Leonardo S. is the 10-year-old gelding by Arezzo Vidiel for Simon McCarthy.
The Net Jets combination down for Simon McCarthy, and the Cedar Fox entry Leonardo S at 75.96 goes into 11th, and that'll place Michael Hughes with the Dom Perignon in that 12th spot on a total of 5 at 77.06.
Canadian young rider 2 is Casti Rain to go now for the Rain family of North Carolina. And so this will be the gelding by Elvis Tippett is the Tenio Quiero for Casti Rain.
knocked down, and 2 penalties on the clock. It'll just miss our top 12 there for Cassidy Rain and Quierro on a score of 6 and a time of 78.94.
Colombia's Pablo Maya Villachico now, the rider based here in Wellington too. And here with the gelding by up to date is Lon Tender. 12 to go through at the moment. That is 5 faults or better. We're actually starting at Michael Hughes, 5 faults at 77.060.
16 in the field, 12 on the clock, a total of 28. Cut off still a score of 5 and a time of 77.06. That is Michael Hughes and Don Berignon occupying that 12th and final qualifying spot for the second round.
Laura Crowd now, the US rider with the St. Bride's Farms Dorado 212. Fantastic year last year as well. For Laura, having won string of top finishes, including in California, of course, the Dublin Grand Prix as well. Dorado's boys side, Dorado 212 for Laura Crowd.
76.12, that's clear for Laura Kraut and Dorado 212, and that'll go into 5th in our standings. And with the clear coming in there from Laura Kraut and Dorado, now it is scores of 4 and better to make it into our top 12. Simon McCarthy finds himself on the bubble now with Leonardo S. on that score of 4 and a time of 75.96.
French rider Nina Malafay now, and for the Rain family, this is destined to be for Nina. Fantastic run for her, now into the world's top 10 for the French rider on the 10-year-old gelding by Demortis Semi.
To clear 70.24, and that will place Nina Malave at the top of the rankings currently, with the Rain families destined to be our fastest clear time and a new leader in the class. Gonzalo Busca moves into 12th with Cristiano Obolensky at 75.66 on a score of 4, with 9 remaining.
And so to Ansgar Holters Jr. now, one of those 9. This is for Good Einhaus, so here in Wellington, and is the gelding Nabucco Sad.
.75.03, score of 16 for Ansgar Holters Jr. and Nabucco Z.
Take us to Swiss Olympic rider Beat Manley now, and Beat for the Grand Road Partners of New York, and this is Coachella.
The score for Beat Manley and the Great Road Partners Coachella, the time at 74.28. Cut off still a score of 4, time of 75.66. Gonzalo Busca and Cristiano Obolensky in 12th. That is the combination to beat to make it to the second round.
US rider Stella Wasserman, the next up on the list, and the total 12 to return in theory for the second round. Stella Wasserman next, and Stella from Los Angeles, California, and this is going to be the Holsteiner mare by Crunch 3, is Myla.
Home on is 16 for Stella Wasserman and her own Mila. The time 75.17.
US rider Marilyn Little now for the Grand Prix rider with her own mare by license. This is La Contessa for Marilyn Little.
$74.20 clear and into fifth for Marilyn Little with her own La Contessa. So Nina Malave still leads with Destined to be at 70.24. And now that'll place Mark Blumen in our 12th spot with Conquer PS with a cutoff now being a score of 4 and a time of 74.87 with another 5 to go. Round 1, Adequan WEF Challenge.
Turner Tyser Owen now of Australia and riding for Mike Smith. This is the mare by Eldorado, is Cobalina TN for Tyser Owen.
Total of 20, 76.32 the time for Tyser Owen and Cobalina TN.
Coming into our final few, and it's Tanaka Rockin next. First of 4 left to go, 12 to return for round two. They'll carry their scores as well. As 4 faults in there with Mark Blumen in 12th spot at the moment at 474. 870 plus the clears there, and 7 of those at the moment should they return. It is 10 o'clock with the Sandalwood Farms, the Larchmont, New York's Kinmar Quality Hero.
Four for jumping, 76 at 90, just makes it within the 77-second time allowed. So it's just the knockdown be it the net jets combination for Tanner Karakin and the Kinmar Quality Hero. Goes into 15th.
Final 3, 12 to go through. Erin Ballard looking to join that group now for the Canadian riding for Elan Feder. This is De Flor, the third, Zed Santa Rosa.
Eight the total, 75.61. The time for Ballard running for Elan Feder with the floor 111. Z Santa Rosa. Just the 2 left here, Mark Blumen and Conquer PS with their cutoff time and score 74.87 on those 4 faults. Nina Malave, the best of the group so far, with destined to be clear at 70.24, and the first of our 2 remaining combinations with us.
And so first those 2 was our winner last week of the Grand Prix, Michaela Langmeyer, returning now. Michaela for the Rafty 5 Wellington, Pepita van der Rollebeek.
Eighth, the score 75-48. The time for Michaela Langmeyer and Pepita van der Rollevik. Takes us to our final combination for the first round of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup.
Certainly does. Natalie Dean, the last to go for the Marigold Sport Horses. So this time it is Concalma, the gelding by Cascadello, is the last to go in round one. 12th spot at the moment is the four faults of Mark Blumen and Conquer PS. Nina Malave in pole position with Destined to Be.
I'm on 473.55. That will go into 10th for Natalie Dean, making our top 12 for round number 2, bumping Mark Blumen from that top 12 to return. The four faults at 73.55 for the U.S. rider and the Marigold Sport Horses entry.
So the top 12 to return, in theory, are Lily Keenan, and they'll start on a score of 4. Jess Mendoza on 4, Natalie Dean on 4, Simon Widman of Germany on 4 as well, Audrey Schultz on 2. Those on clears qualifying for the second round: Laura Crowd, Dorado 212, Molly Ash Corley, Lorona, Marilyn Little, La Contessa, Olivia Sweetnam and Epic, Shane Sweetnam and Coriana Van Klapshoot, Tom Watchman, Do It Easy, and last to go, Nina Malave and Destined to Be. That's the lineup due to return, qualifying to return for round 2 of this Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Well, nearly set to go into the second round of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup, our $32,000 class here this afternoon. Three combinations not returning. They are Natalie Dean, Shane Sweetnam and Tom Watchman. The rest will take a run at the money. $32,000 class sees Lily Keenan go first. They will be carrying through their scores. So 4 for Lily, Jessica Mendoza also on 4. Simon Widman of Germany on 4 as well. Audrey Schultz on 2. The rest on clears. Laura Kraut, Molly Ash, Corley, Marilyn Little, Olivia Sweetnam, and finally Nina Malavage to complete the list. Course sees them go over fence 3, so starting at the Golden Ornate Sculptures at 3 over near the Brain Juice Tiki Hut. It is down to 4B after that, heading on down the arena to the Stones, and then as they roll back to number 1, on course, that's going to be what was the first fence, Adequan fence there in front of the Modon International Club. It is new fence 15 across the centre, fence 8 after that to the Japanese fans. Turn back to 9A and B, the NetJet stubble, and finally new fence, the Adequan Oxer going back towards the opposite end of the arena to the entrance towards the jury box at fence 16 as the last. 9 going and getting set with our first. So first up is Lily Keenan, and Lily starting off proceedings into this jump off. Carries a score of 4. This the Chancellor Farm of New York's Emma Long.
No faults added here in around 2, the time at 36:20, so it's just the 4 faults that carried forward from Lily Keenan and the Chancenet Farms at Emerlon, and a time of 36:20.
Puts them nicely up the order, and the rest take a spin as they go in reverse order. Jess Mendoza next, 2-time winner in Geneva just a few weeks ago. There's the Ammon Equestrians Ascadina PPZ for the British rider Jessica Mendoza.
43.96, the time, nothing picked up here in round 2. Jessica Mendoza stays on the 4 with Hammond Equestrians Askerina PPZ.
So Lily Keenan moves a slot ahead on 36.20. So Simon Widman now of Germany, and this is going to be Kuala Denfert.
Another 4 faults picked up for the German riders Simone Wittmann and Chloé Ronfay. So it's a total of 8 over the 2 rounds. The ranking time at 39.03 will place the German rider in 3rd with the 8 faults.
So Lily Keenan moves up another spot on the 4 faults, 36.20. On 2, carries that through for Audrey Schultz to go now. Audrey for the Riverbrook Sport Horses of New Jersey, Moreno E.
Three knockdowns here in the second round. 12 faults have picked up. It'll be a total of 14 over the 2 rounds for Audrey Schultz. Moreno E time 43.33 goes into 4th. Lily Keenan still leads on the 4 faults at 36.20 with Emma Malone. Jessica Mendoza in 2nd. Simone Wittmann in 3rd.
Going into those on a 0 score, like we say, going to reverse order of merits. And Laura Craig, the first of those with a clean sheet. Laura with the St. Bride's Farms Dorado 212.
36.33, first double clear combination on the afternoon for the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. The USA's Laura Kraut with the Dorado 212 moving to the front of the pack on that clear time of 36.33. Lily Keenan now in 2nd and Jessica Mendoza in 3rd.
4 left to go, and all starting on a 0 score. Molly Ash Cooley, the next of those. Molly riding for the Lewisburg Farm of Boston, Massachusetts. This is Lorona.
Pair of knockdowns here in round 2 to finish on a total of 8 for Maliash Colley and the Lewisburg Farms Lorona. The time 41:55 with the 8 goes into 5th.
Taking us into our final 3, and it's Marilyn Little up next, and looking to beat Laura Crowd's time 36:33. Marilyn Little with her own La Contessa.
Just the 4 faults, 34:64. The best time over the second round at track coming from Marilyn Little with La Contessa, but with the 4 at fence 8 that'll go into second place behind Laura Kraut with Dorado 212, her only double clear combination so far.
First of 2 left to go, and it is the young talent of Olivia Sweetnam is the penultimate one to go. The Sweet Oak and Monica Preston's own Geneva U25 winner is Epic.
$34.58 into the lead for Olivia Sweetnam with the Sweet Oak Farms and Monica Preston's Epic. Quicker over 2 double clears at 34:58, nearly 2 seconds faster over the second round track than Laura Kraut. Laura Kraut now in second, and Marilyn Little goes into third with La Contessa.
Final combination to go, and it was a massive season last year for Nina Malave as the top U25 rider returns as well, and top 10 rider. Nina, the French rider for the Rain family, is the last out in our Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. It's destined to be.
And there's your winner, Francis Nina Malave with the Rain Family's Destined to Be 33-1-0. Fastest time in round 2, and the best of our 3 double clears on the afternoon for the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup.
And so concludes the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup with a win and first win of the season for World Top 10 rider Nina Malave and the Rain Family's Destined to Be. Olivia Sweetnam, another young talent there in second with Epic, and it is keeping up the top rows with Laura Kraut in third with Dorado 212. Fourth place to Maren Little and a top 5 finish for Lily Keenan and Emma Long. And so coming to our presentation of the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup, our thanks to Adequan once again. Over 30 years, they've been trusted by veterinarians, trainers and horse owners. Ask your veterinarian if Adequan is right for your horse, or you can visit the website, visitadequan.com. Start with it, stay with it, and staying with it for our top 3. We come to our presentation. Valerie Yakuri, the key account manager for the Southeast region, presenting to our top 3, coming in reverse order. And on foot, it is Laura Kraus, and Laura is going to be in third place there. Lovely to have her out there with St. Bride's Farms when, well, finishing top 3 with Dorado 212. And taking us to second place now, and it is Olivia Sweetnam in second for the Sweet Oak Farm, and Monica Preston's own Epic finishing second spot. And so a winning combination coming forward. Great way to start off for the top 10 rider. And it is lovely to see our top 3 featuring 2 of the top 10 lady riders in the world, Laura Krautz, and our number 1 finisher is the number 1 U25 rider as well, is Nina Malave of France, and the Rain family's Destined to Be is going to finish as our winner. And presenting the trophies as well there too to our winning combination, and very well done to a super lineup once again, getting our second of the WEF Challenge Cups underway, and presenting there the Paul Scriver Perpetual Memorial Trophy that has traditionally gone to our winner of the Week 1 Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Well done to Nina Malave, destined to be our winner.